I was planning on doing my makeup today while I made this video, but I might end up crying it all off. So in honor of National Suicide Prevention Month, get ready with me while we talk about mental health. I've kind of touched a little bit on my page before about how I've struggled with mental health issues and how it's been a reoccurring thing in my life. And most recently in the past year since my separation from my ex, how it's come back really bad, and I just want to be, I'm gonna cry already talking about this. This isn't an easy thing to talk about online, but I want to just be a spokesperson for showing people that if it's hard and if you're going through a really tough time and if you're wondering if you can keep going, that you can, and that there are so many people here that love you and care about you, and I love and care about you. And mental health has been something that has been a reoccurring negative thing in my life since I was a little girl. In high school, I dealt with really bad anxiety and depression, and I dealt with really bad suicidal thoughts. I attempted to take my life, inflicted self-harm on myself throughout high school. I dealt with a lot of things growing up in my life that I kind of mentioned a little briefly on my show. I'm not in good contact with any of my family, and a lot of things that I dealt with in my childhood contributed to my poor mental health. Very messy growing up, and the things that I had to deal with as a little girl are things that you shouldn't have to deal with, no one should have to deal with. And I can get more into those on like a future time frame, or maybe if we get renewed for season 2, I can go into those there if they give me that opportunity. But I thought I dealt with all of that. I thought I beat all of my mental health issues, and then when I separated from my ex-husband, they came back again really bad. It's worse. I remember sitting there and I was contemplating taking my life again. In my head at the moment, I was thinking that it was better for my kids to not have to deal with a mom that had the mental health issues that I did. When I was going through the separation, I had a really hard time being able to show up for my babies, and I felt so guilty for that. I felt like they deserved better. They deserved a happy mom, and I felt like wasn't what I was able to give them at that time. And I started to inflict self-harm again on myself. When I reached that point, it was definitely a wake-up call for myself. And my son actually noticed them, which broke my heart and shattered it, because he noticed that mommy had owies on herself. I didn't tell him where they came from, obviously, but knowing that I did that to myself and my son noticed it, I think kind of helped me get out of that mental situation that I was in and try to put myself into a better place. Life is so hard, and when you go through hard things and you don't have healthy coping mechanisms to be able to get yourself through those, it can be incredibly difficult. I'm doing really well. I feel like I'm finally out of that little hole that I was in for a while. While we were filming the show, I was going through that, and I was going through it really bad. I didn't show it a lot on camera, and I was pretty quiet this season because I was dealing with so many things internally that a lot of the girls didn't even know about. I'm working on getting my scars removed. I'll feel a little bit more comfortable in my skin and not feel I'm getting judged for that. I think I can speak for anyone that has ever dealt with self-harm. It's hard because you're not proud of the scars that are on your body. You're very, at least me, I feel very shameful for them. So being able to get them removed has been life-changing for me. But I just wanted to say that if you're dealing with any type of suicidal thoughts, if you're dealing with bad mental health, that it does get better. And I know that that's a really cheesy saying that people say sometimes. Greater plan for you out there, that God really does love you. I know may not be the perfect member, and I'm not follow everything to a perfect T. If you ever are in a really hard place and you need someone to talk to, my DMs are always open for any of you guys. And I love you guys so much, and thank you for being here. I'm excited to be able to share more about this, and if you guys ever want me to open up more about the subject, I would love to. But I love you guys so much, and I hope you're having a great day.